What up, baby? Back at you again with this week's narrative. Noah, hit that intro. This week's narrative. You should allow your league to have backup designation players because of COVID. This is one of the topics that's been floating around Twitter. I've seen multiple views come at it. I have my view. Curious to hear you guys, but from my perspective, I think having backups is stupid. One, because I'm too lazy as a commissioner to even implement it. But two, like everyone knew this was gonna happen, right? Like, what did you guys think was gonna happen? COVID was gonna hit, games gonna get delayed. It's just part of the fucking game. You either built for that depth or you didn't, and you're gonna get fucked. But I think personally, I think the backup game and like designating all these backups and like managing all that, like so much room for human error and all this shit. I don't like it that much. I don't know what you guys do in your leagues, but it seems like that's the norm these days.
Somebody in Patreon actually posted something that if somebody were to be ruled out, so if Cam Newton were to be ruled out, his replacement would be your highest scoring bench player at that position. And he had an argument with his commissioner because Sam Darnold played Thursday night, and he said, well, you can't designate him now because he's already played. It's like,
what did you say to that guy? Because he DM'd me too. I forgot to answer him.
Yeah, I just told him, I'm like, well, what if Cam Newton wasn't playing till Monday night, which eventually became the case? We didn't know until Monday night, and all your other quarterbacks played prior to that. Are you just not going to be able to get a designated replacement because all you guys played prior to him? It just makes it's too tough on both the commissioner and the like people with those players as well to make those decisions. That just like what Mike said, if you didn't build for depth this season, you're kind of screwed anyway. So I just don't see any reason for it. It adds too much confusion to an already simple but confusing game.
Yeah, we did it for E-Town Get Down. That's the only league I did. I commissioned like 5 or 6 leagues, and I didn't do it for any of the other one. I didn't do it for any like dynasty leagues. I didn't feel like chasing people around, and I don't know most of the people in these dynasty leagues like physically, so it wasn't like something that I could just like text them and be like, "Yo, text me like who you wanted your backup." So for my home league, I did it with them. I told them like Sunday morning, and I was like, "Listen, if you have anyone that you want to have a backup, because that's tough. I do feel like it's kind of unfair if you own someone in the Kansas City New England game and you didn't start them, but then it ended up being played, and then basically like because you're drafting, Clyde in the first round, and now he's basically gonna have 2 bye weeks on your fantasy team, and you wouldn't, had you known that, you wouldn't have drafted him in the first round. Maybe you would have, but like you get the point. So I thought like it's a tricky situation, and this is an NFL season where there's going to be a lot of like twists and turns to it, and the NFL adapts to it. So I feel like fantasy leagues can. I do think it's probably up to the commissioner on a case by case basis. Like you're the one that's going to have to put the extra work in. So if you're willing to do that, go for it. If your league mates like really want it, then I would say go for it as well. But like make sure it's universally good. Like don't be pulling some bullshit like what they had in that league over there. Make sure you have the rules up front. So what we did was obviously the Pittsburgh-Tennessee game got called off early in the week, which was good. So we knew exactly how to approach that. But for the KC New England, right, like as Sunday games were kicking off, we didn't know if this game was going to be played Monday night. So if you had a player like Clyde, Tyreek, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, whatever, you would tell the commissioner, hey, I have Tyreek Hill starting. If the game doesn't play, I want, Robbie Anderson on my bench is the backup. Okay, so you put Tyreek Hill in the lineup. If they plays, good, you got Hill. If he doesn't play, you got Robbie Anderson as the backup. So I think those are fair rules. It's going to end up getting dicey because we're never going to know the timing of these COVID things, right? They get tested every single day. So sometimes the reports are going to come out on Sunday. Sometimes the reports are going to come out on Tuesday. So you'll have more leeway with it. But I do think it's probably subjective, case by case, like how much you care about the league, how much extra work you want to put in for the league as the commissioner. But this is just a weird season. So your rules is you got to be fucking weird with it.
Yeah, another rule I saw, like another adjustment, was basically switch your team to a best ball format, and then it gets rid of all those like designated backups and shit. I don't know how I feel about that because you draft best ball much different than you would draft.
Yeah, you shouldn't be awarded for sitting like the better player. That's what I don't like about that.
Yeah. I mean, same. I agree with you there, but it is a tricky season. Personally, I'm against it just for the reasons I said. I don't like changing stuff mid-season that kind of impacts people and impacts drafts or anything like that. But be flexible. Ask your commissioners. I think one thing you can't do, and one thing I'm vehemently against, and it's happening right now in one of my leagues, is we basically made the decision. The commissioner made the decision to allow a designated backup for this week, and he's opening up the door saying like, because a bunch of people complain about it, including me, but he's opening the door and saying like, oh, we might change it back to like not allowing that next week. I'm like, dude, I did not agree with it to begin with, but now that you've made the rule, there's no way in fucking hell you can change it back, because then you just gave the people from this week an advantage that no one else is going to get. So whatever you pick, I think you kind of got to stick to it and just ride it out throughout the rest of the season. So that's kind of my advice to all you guys out there.
Sometimes it blows my mind, like with some people message us and they're like, "This is what my commissioner is doing," and it's like the most fucking corrupted thing ever that only benefits them. I'm like, how do y'all like appoint this guy the commissioner of your fucking league? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's been a rough week. A small bright spot here. I just pulled up my
Monday.
ownership
It's been
shares.
a long week, man.
Yeah, it's been a long week, but hopefully you guys survive. Build for depth, man. If you didn't build for depth, you're fucked anyways. Just move on. 2021, exciting rookie class coming in anyways. Yeah, hope you guys found it helpful. We'll be back at you again next week with another Market Wash Mondays. We'll be back at you again with another weekly film. We'll have Noah's Thursday night recaps. We'll have another narrative.
Ronald Jones has 25 carries. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to talk about him.
a lot of film coming at you. So if you like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, follow us on Twitter, and make sure you DM Nick about his Atlanta Falcons, because that's his favorite thing in life. So just keep that shit up. Keep up that same energy all season.